Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Check 1 2 3. Good evening and welcome. It's time for some Chanute High School football, playoff football, Bill. Dave Rimbold here along with Bill Woodard, Coach Bill Woodard, as DJ calls you.
Coach Bill Woodard,
coach.
Yeah, I've coached many things, that's it.
The Chanute Blue Comets are taking the field as you can hear the roar of the crowd and the clang of the cowbell. The cowbell in full effect tonight as we get ready for playoff football. Bill, it's a perfect night.
Oh, it's a beautiful night. It's this is what you call perfect football weather. It's cool, but it's not cold. There's a breeze, but it's not windy. All we can ask for is hurry up and kick the ball off so we can get some action going.
Tonight's opponent, Bishop Miege, whose reputation precedes them. Bill, their record is 2-4, but that may not be very indicative of what kind of football team Chanute's facing tonight. This is a good football team. How many state championships?
I believe what I read in the paper was that they had 6 consecutive state championships of the Class 4A. They're perennial powerhouse. They're deep. They're well coached. They have athletes. This is just a great program. It's one of those schools that you'd like to try to model your program after. And we're in for a good football game tonight, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm excited to see our boys, and I'm very convinced that our kids tonight aren't going to be caught in. They're not going to be a deer caught in the headlights. They're going to come at them and give them everything they got. And at the end of the night, I think that's you can feel good about that no matter what, that you just went out and gave them your best. This is a Bishop Miege team that, like I said, it's 2-4, but the COVID has affected them greatly, their season as well. They played a lot of teams that were bigger than them. So it's not really indicative of what kind of a quality of a football team we're playing here tonight. Technically, we're the home team. We're the higher seed. But this is Chanute is clearly the underdog here, and I'm excited to get this football game underway.
It's really a fun game. It's time of the year. It's, you get to play somebody out of your league. You don't get to see them very often. We have a little bit of a history from a couple years ago with basketball in Bishop Miege and pulled off some upsets there. And I don't think any of the kids have any ideas of doing that. They're going to get together and they're going to play. They're going to do what they do best. That's what the coaches have always instilled in them. You can't do more than what you're capable of doing, so you go out and control what you can control and let the chips fall where they may and practice hard and hit hard and never give up.
Oh, yeah. Bill, you mentioned it. There's history in a much the same impossible setting 2 years ago. In a sub-state basketball game, Chanute shocked the Kansas high school sports world and took down a top-ranked Bishop Miege basketball team. We'll see if history can repeat itself. Kickoff. Well, nope. Now he's going to Tyson Lucas looked like he was going to run up and kick, but now he resets.
Had to rethink those steps, make sure they weren't off.
We're ready for football. Bishop Miege will receive first. Chanute defers to the second half. Lucas runs up. Here's the kick. It is a deep kick. Going to push the Bishop Miege player back inside the 5. He's got it out to the 10, following a blocker, 15. Finds a hole, 25, 30. Now turns on the Jets. 40. He's got the kicker to beat. 45, 35. Bishop Miege. He's being chased from behind. He might get him before No, he's going to go into the end zone. A 98-yard kickoff return for a touchdown for Miege. I don't see any flags.
No flags.
No, we do. We do have a flag back at the 41 of Chanute. So we'll see what is going to happen here. A 98-yard kickoff return as it stands.
That was quite a run. Well set up. They took the ball up the middle a little bit and veered a little to their right. A hold opened up. Running back cut back a little bit, and he's obviously got some jets, turned those on, and we did run him down right at the goal line, but not soon enough.
That flag was right where he made that cut back to the middle. He might have had some help. We'll see. He is talking to the Chanute coach. This would imply that this is going to send him back. Well, they're running out to the goal line. Oh, they're going to call. Well, that flag was way down the field for an excessive celebration call, but that's what they called.
Yeah, they probably started celebrating about the 40, 45, 50-yard line down on this end because they knew he was going.
So Bishop Miege strikes first on the opening kickoff with a 98-yard return. And they'll come out for the extra point, and all that excitement. What's happening now?
Not sure.
We've got another flag. And the official We've got a sideline warning, so no actual penalty committed here, but the Chanute fans got a big kick out of that as the Bishop Miege sideline gets warned. Now, what is this? Some excitement right off the bat.
Yeah, you know, those warnings can be for a lot of things. Somebody's stepping into the box, stepping out on the field where they shouldn't be out there, being in an official's way. Typically, it's the line, you know, the chain gang that sometimes can't get where they need to be, and it's not uncommon to get one of those warnings.
The extra point is up and good, and Bishop Miege, 15 seconds into the ball game, leads 7-0. And in that excitement, I was going to say I didn't even see what number for Bishop Miege made that return. Number 25, I'm being told. That was Josh Conklin, a senior running back. 6'1", 193. And Bishop Miege, just like that, has a swagger on their sideline. They're bouncing around. And Chanute, we'll get to see how they react after taking a punch to the face.
Well, you know, you stand up and you return the favor, and you do what you can do. You block and you make some holes and hang on to the football and get the good field position if you can.
We would be remiss if we didn't tell you that Ty Leedy, the pinball, as I like to call him, number 21, is something of a great returner himself. He's returned several for touchdowns this year and in big moments. They are assessing this kick assessing a penalty on the kickoff. So they chose to, there was a penalty on the sideline warning. They just chose to assess it on the kickoff.
Well, because it was an after the play was finished kind of a penalty, you can't change or alter the course of the play. And so it's usually imposed on the next kickoff one way or the other. Even if it were on our side, the same thing would happen.
So Ty Leedy standing on his own 20. Here comes the kick by Miege. It's a short one, and it's angling towards the sideline. It's going to get picked up at the 32 by Leedy, and he is hit immediately and brought down at about the 36, and we saw another flag there, I think.
Yeah, I did see a flag come out late. I'm not sure what that was.
And that might be on the hit. The coaches for Bishop Miege on the sideline, very animated. I don't think they liked that flag. Personal foul, face mask.
Yep.
And so that's going to give Chanute a great starting field position on their first drive of the game. They count off the yards here. We'll see what Chanute has planned. Do you introduce some wrinkles here in the first playoff game, Bill?
Well, I don't think you do anything out of the ordinary. You know, Coach Frizzell, you know, the kids are going to do what they've been trained to do and what we feel comfortable doing. We've obviously scouted Miege, and so we have some things that we think might work against them, and we'll just run through the playbook here and see how far we can get into that scheme.
Raleigh Chards, fake to him on the jet sweep. The give is to Donovan, and he is stacked up at the line of scrimmage, maybe got back to the line of scrimmage.
And I would imagine they've done the same thing. They've seen some film. They know what we do well, and you know, they're going to work real hard to stop that run and put us in positions where we have to throw the football.
2nd down and 10, no gain on the play. Starting this drive on the Bishop Miege 49. Caden Seamster, the freshman quarterback, the third quarterback, well, technically 4th quarterback used this year if you count the Wildcat, Garrett Almond. Seamster is in the shotgun. He's got trips to the near side, including senior Garrett Almond. We'll see if they try to get him involved early. Seamster back to pass, looking to swing it out to Almond, who makes the catch and a stutter step, make a man miss. Across the 50, 45, pushing the pile forward. Sheer force of will to the 39.
Yeah, good hard run by Garrett to start the game.
What a run by Garrett.
It really took a little long to develop that play. It was a pretty long pass out to the wide flat, and he caught the ball and luckily made the first man miss, and then he got up a little head of steam and powered his way where he ended up there. About a 9-yard game.
Yeah, they marked him short of where it looked like he might have got, so it's going to be 3rd and 1. So 3rd down and 1 on the Bishop Miege 40. We'll see if that offensive line can successfully give one of these running backs a hole to run through. Wouldn't be surprised to see that quarterback draw here. Seamster in the shotgun. Defense creeping forward for Miege. Seamster looks to the sideline. We got 2 on the play clock. He takes the snap. He's back to pass. Here comes the blitz. Throws it. Got a completion to Garrett Almond. Pushed out of bounds, and he's got the 1st down and more.
That's a well-executed play. A little bit of delayed, not quite a screen pass, but it certainly allowed the 3 wideouts to open up some space to run that little flare out in the flat.
impressed with the poise of the freshman quarterback there. Knew the blitz was coming, checked the play. They didn't want to change it, and he executed. It was the right play call.
It was a good call and well executed. Good point.
Trips to the far side. Seamster waiting for the snap. He fumbles it. He's on it. He's on it. 39-yard line. He'll lose a few, but just didn't catch the snap that time.
Yeah, sometimes you have to see it hit your hands.
Yeah, this is tough. This is a first playoff game for a freshman. This is
as a quarterback, you got your eyes up. You're looking at the defense. You're looking at where you think you're going to go and what you're going to do. And before you know it, it's much like anything. If you don't see that ball hit your hands, it doesn't stay there.
Bunched formation for Chanute. They don't have this often. They send Chard in motion. It is the jet sweep to Raleigh. He's going to have to outrun someone, and he's not going to be able to. Big loss on that play.
Yeah, Raleigh's got some wheels. He just needs to put him into gear a little sooner.
Yeah, I don't know if you're going to outrun this defense to the outside like you have before.
Well, it almost didn't really look like he had up a full head of steam when he
No,
got the ball, did it, David? I mean, it's like he got the handoff and he's kind of waiting to see what was going to open up before he hit the burners, and that may not work as well today.
3rd down and long now. 3rd and 22 as they're all the way back to the 47.
Yeah, got to be smart here and not give up too much field position.
Here is the snap. Seamster back to pass. Here comes the rush. He uncorks one down the sideline, but nobody there. He overthrows everybody. It was a good-looking throw, but falls incomplete, and Chanute will have to punt.
Well, let's see if we can get a good punt down here and kick it towards the corner and keep that returner from getting ahead of steam.
Well, yeah, it's unfortunate we gave up the kickoff to open things up here because the defense has been a strength for Chanute all year, and so you would have liked to have seen what the defense could do on that first Bishop Miege possession when they were still 0-0.
And again, they got a lot of area to kick to. If they just angle it away from this guy, that will be helpful.
Lucas awaits the snap. He stands back at his own 38. He's got it. It's a good snap. He directionally kicks it to the right. It's a good one. Spiral. Chases the guy. It's a muffed punt, and it's on the ground. Oh, the Bishop Miege player got it.
Boy, that was close.
Boy, it took a nice, sweet little bounce right back to him. And if not for that, that might have been Chanute ball, but Bishop Miege has it. But a good punt by Tyson.
Great punt, good hustle. Kind of forced a little bit of almost a turnover, one of those pre-turnover kind of things.
All right, we'll see how the defense stacks up against this Bishop Miege offense. As I try to learn some names here and some numbers. The quarterback from Miege turns, gives the handoff to the running back who's on the right side and got a decent hole. Gain of about 4 or 5 on first down. Running back is number 25 as we mentioned, Josh Conklin, the man who returned the kick. 2nd down and 5. Here's the quarterback. He's looking for a little out pattern. That ball's up in the air. Picked off. Chanute's going to walk it in for a touchdown. Defensive score. Dagan Dean off the deflection. And Chanute is on the board.
Fortunes change occasionally. That does look like a full moon up there, doesn't it? Is that one of those full moon kind of things?
Well, it's been an odd start to this game, but you'll take it.
Yeah. Well, the receiver was wide open. You know, we had quite a cushion on him, and he just didn't catch the ball. Much like we dropped the snap, he took his eyes off the ball for a little bit, popped up in the air, and again, we were in the right spot. Finished that off.
Extra point unit on the field for Chanute. Lucas puts the ball up. Woo. That ball is through the uprights.
Boy,
we're tied 7-7. The crowd is happy. We're happy. It's Chanute Blue Comet football on KFEX Firescape Radio 93.1. We'll be right back. Welcome back. So we're tied 7-7, 8:06 to go here in the first quarter off of exciting defensive play by Chanute. Good heads-up play by Dagan Dean. It was a great pass by Timmy Dorsey.
It was right on the money. He threw it right to his receiver. He just took his eye off of it a little bit and, maybe got him in the chest. Ball popped up in the air.
Yeah, nightmare scenario for the receiver when the ball just takes that little pop up in the air.
As a quarterback, you try to throw it right between the numbers, and you can't throw it any better than he did right there. It just didn't stay there.
Chanute lined up to kick as they pull even 7-7. Lucas set to deliver. It's the short pooch kick. The ball's going to be received at the 20. He's going to look to get some yardage out of it. Chanute's special teams is there, forcing him out of bounds near the 29.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if number 25 touched another one like that before he hit the ground too much. Coach is going to kick away from that whenever he can.
Yeah, that was he's clearly he's got some speed. And that was a great run. That cutback in the middle of the field is what got him, sealed the touchdown for him essentially on that kickoff return. First down and 10 at the 30 for Bishop Miege. Dorsey in the shotgun. He's got two receivers on either side. He's got the snap. He turns and gives to the running back who stutters to his left. Got a little room down the sideline. 50. It's a foot race, and he's just barely caught from behind. And it's a good thing because Blake Atwood was the only one who was going to have a shot at him. But a huge gain on first down. Josh Conklin, impressive. Or that might have been a different running back in here now. Is that a different guy?
I can't tell from right here.
Dorsey back to pass. It's a little out pattern to a receiver who makes the catch, and he's missed tackle, 20, 15, 10, and in the end zone for a score. Well, that was not a good look right there for the Chanute defense. 35-yard touchdown pass to Henry Coons.
Yeah, it looks like we gave him a little bit of cushion there and, a little bit too much cushion. Then we took a bad angle on the sideline. Couldn't get him out of bounds soon enough.
And Bishop Miege will come on for the extra point, quiets the crowd. Well, if you're going to win this game, there's going to be points scored.
Big play day.
Now Bishop Miege look to be a little confused.
Like
now they're going to go for two.
Now.
They've got a interesting formation here. Here's the snap. He's going to run to his left and turn it upfield, and he's got the two-point conversion. Maybe. No, they say no.
Officials waving it off, it looks like.
Wow. We had a lot of players signaling touchdown. The refs did not, and stops the two-point conversion, and they trail 13-7.
I'm a little surprised they decided to do that.
Yeah, that was interesting, especially with Chanute has a good kicker, so that point's important. 7:41 to go here in the first quarter, and it's been big plays here early on. Bishop Miege went right down the field there and scored on a 35-yard pass, little out pattern to Henry Coons. He's a senior, 5'10", 160-pound wide receiver, and he just made a man miss here early on, and then down the field, just individual effort, got him in the end zone.
Yeah, let's see if we can get a little bit of return out of this, get some good field position so the offense can open up a little bit and see a few more things out of the playbook.
Bishop Miege has it teed up at the 40-yard line, kicker forward. He's got it. It's a short, high kick taken at the 27 by Dean. Dean runs to his left and is taken down around the 28, 29-yard line. And we'll see Chanute's offense. Now, Chanute's offense was able to move the ball, and just they took a bad play, you'd call it, a lost play, and that set them back on that first drive.
Yeah, this is one of those teams you're probably not going to be able to give away too many things. You're going to have to play pretty solid and get 3 and 4 yards at a crack and put yourself in good positions where you have a lot of options to call plays.
So Chanute's offense on the field. They have not run that Wildcat yet, which is a little different. They had been leading off the games the last few weeks with that Wildcat formation, but it's been all seamster, and now they're going to have to call timeout. They didn't get everyone out on the field quick enough. And we've got a timeout. Chanute will take it with them. 7:38 to go in the first. They trail 13-7 to Bishop Miege. You're listening to the Blue Comet Football on KFEX Firescape Radio 93.1. All right, we're back. Here's the first play from scrimmage. Seamster's going to have to scramble. Here comes the rush. He's going to go down. That's a quarterback sack for Bishop Miege. Boy, the defensive line's been in there pretty quickly for Bishop Miege. The Stags, that was number 89 in on that sack. He was their first. Dagan Jensen, a sophomore. And 2nd and 16, we were just talking about, Bill. They're going to have to avoid those negative plays.
Yeah, we're just really going to have to make sure we have positive plays every single time whenever that happens. And now we're in a 2nd and long and got a couple downs to see if we can make something happen.
Trips to the near side. Seamster's going to quarterback draw. Boy, the defensive player was all over it. Not fooled were the Stags, and another loss on 2nd down. And they were in there quick.
Offensive lines, they're not stopping many people right now. I don't know whether they're confused in the scheme that they're running or not.
So 3rd down and a mile. We'll call it 20. 3rd and 20. They're all the way back to their own 20-yard line. Now you're just hoping for anything positive on this play.
Well, you can assume they're going to come with all 4 of the fronts and maybe even blitz somebody off the edge. We'll see.
Seamster in the shotgun. He's got 4 wide receivers. He's got the snap. He's back to pass.
Extra man.
It's a little screen pass, and it's a defensive player with a good heads-up play. Seamster maybe could have lobbed that one just a touch more. Could the freshman?
Yeah, I think he saw White in front of him, and he
Yes.
decided he needed to get rid of that sooner than later.
There was a little urgency to that screen pass.
Didn't quite have a chance to develop it. That's one of those things. Screens are hard to set up. The offensive line has to hold the defensive line out for just a little bit, and then they got to let them through. And we need to do a little better holding them out.
Oh, here comes the rush on the punt. They didn't get there. Ball's gonna take a side hop, which is unfortunate. Yeah, it's easy for us to be up here and call like, hey, you may rush that screen pass a little bit, but we're not the one down there.
Yeah.
And as a freshman quarterback, your offensive line struggle a little bit. The defense has been rushing in pretty quickly, and then your coach says, by the way, we're going to let them through on this play.
Yeah.
So not to belittle how difficult the timing of a screen pass is.
The Chiefs sure make it look easy, don't they?
They do. Bishop Miege takes over on the Chanute 47-yard line. Here, Dorsey with the snap. He's back to pass. Lots of time. He's going to take off to his left. He's looking to pass still. Well, he did good. And, Garrett Allman's going to draw a flag. He hit the quarterback late. It is a roughing the passer. That's going to cost Chanute.
Yeah, you got to be smart. You got to pull off those whenever you can.
Well, it's just boy, that was not worth it. It just wasn't. It wasn't worth it. Like, you want to get a hit on the quarterback, but you want to do it legally, first of all. And roughing the passer is a call. Plus, you cost your team on what would have been an incomplete pass.
Yeah, I don't think any kid purposely makes a penalty.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's, you're going hard, you need to get there, and sometimes it's hard to pull off right there at the last second.
Here is Dorsey's in the pistol formation. He turns, fakes the
option.
handoff. Bootlegs off to his right, looking down the field. What a pass.
Oh, good
Caught,
pass.
and he's going to walk into the end zone. Number 5, George Gibson on the catch. And
I think he stepped out of bounds, Dave. It looks like the officials standing there about the 7-yard line or so. He waved his arms. And
oh, my goodness. There was nobody around him. He did. There they are. There went out at the 6. Well, what a pass by Dorsey, though.
Yeah, that was right on the money there. Looked like we had really good coverage on it.
Here's the snap in that pistol formation. Turns, gives to the first running back through, and that is Jalen Birch, the junior. He's in for the score. And so a 6-yard touchdown run with 5:53 to go here in the first by Birch. They've shown 3 running backs in the game so far. So an embarrassment of riches for Bishop Miege, whose kicker is back in this time to try the extra point. And here is the kick, and it is good. That should make it 20-7 if I'm not mistaken, correct?
Should be.
All right, scoreboard was a little off. It is 20-7, 5:53 to go here in the first quarter. You're listening to Blue Comet Football on KFEX, Fire Escape Radio 93.1.
Scoreboard is at scoreboard
Mr. Babcock's got it covered.
Are we at 21 or 20?
All right, 5:53 to go here in the first quarter.
Boy, we've seen a lot of action already in this game, Dave.
Yes, Bishop Miege offense looks really polished. 20-7 they lead. Here is the kick. Ty Leedy's got it at the 5. He runs forward and runs into his own block, punished his own blocker. And that's where he'll go down right about the 21-yard line.
I don't know whether Ty was expecting the blocker to move one way or the other or what, but he decided to just run right up his back.
He's going to have to apologize for that. That was a hard hit.
That's one of the things coaches used to tell me when I was a lineman. I said, you know, if coach is running over me, I said, well, get your man out of the way and he won't run up your back.
20-7 Bishop Miege leads here in the first quarter. We'll see if Chanute's offense can go forward here. They've had a couple drives in a row that were really a struggle. Seamster in the shotgun. He's got it, hands it off to Riker Donovan, who's hit immediately.
Boy, their defensive line's pretty solid.
Loss of a yard, and they are absolutely controlling the line of scrimmage right now, are the Stags. Second down and 11. And Chanute's going to have to figure out some way to attack this defense when right now they're winning that battle of the trench in both arenas, run and pass. Seamster's got trips to the far side. Here's the snap. It's going to be a quarterback draw. He's got a little hole that opened up and manages to get maybe a yard and a half.
Back to line of scrimmage, maybe a little bit more.
That was Garrett Allman, excuse me. They were in that wildcat formation. Third down and 9 as we go under 5 minutes here in the first. Seamster brings the play into the huddle. They need a big play here. They had some momentum early on. This game was tied 7-7 off an interception return for a touchdown. Now the crowd is quieted. They need something good to happen. 3rd and 9 from their own 22. Seamster calls for the snap. He's back to pass. He's looking. He's got some time. Oh, just missed Almond.
Just threw a little bit behind him that time.
Didn't look like he was going to have enough for the first down anyways.
Yeah, Brad looked like he ran a little curl route there, and it looked like the stop route that Seamster was looking for, and just threw it behind him. But he was open. It was a good play.
It was. He had time. He had protection that time as well, which is good to note. 4:28 here in the first.
Yeah, we need to hold him out here and give a chance to kick here.
A punting situation for Chanute. Here's Lucas, just gets that punt away as they were coming after it again. The returner gets away from it. This time it takes a Chanute bounce. Nice roll down to the 26-yard line. So that is a fantastic punt.
That's a good change of field
54
position there.
yards for Tyson Lucas. And we'll see if the defense can slow down this Stag offense.
Let's see if we can get a couple of good stops here and put them in a 3rd and long. I'm not sure whether we want them to run or pass. They seem to be pretty proficient at both.
Yeah, and boy, if you're looking ahead already, they've used 3 different running backs already. You know that defensively, this is going to be a long night because they're just shuttling running backs in there.
Yeah, and that's, if you have running backs and you have speed and you have a line that really opens up holes, you just keep doing that, and over time it'll wear you down.
1st and 10 for Bishop Miege at their own 26. Dorsey back in the gun. He's got the snap.
Here. Yep,
he's back to
throw
pass.
He's
got time. Lots of it. Now he's forced up in the pocket. Lets one go. Wide open receiver at the 50, 45. Now makes the move back to the middle of the field. 30, 25. It's a foot race, and Dagan Dean's going to catch him, but not till he's inside the 10-yard line.
I'm not so sure he wasn't past the line of scrimmage when he finally threw that ball, David.
And there are flags back at the line of scrimmage. So that might definitely be the case. I knew he was close. It is where the ball is. It's not where your feet are. But we'll see. They are bringing him back. So that is probably the call. He may have been a good couple yards.
I think he was a couple yards past it. I mean, I think he stopped just short of the 30 before he threw it. Only that famous instant replay would tell us for sure.
Beyond the line of scrimmage, the referee says it is a 5-yard penalty and a loss of down. So 2nd down and 15 upcoming. Again, though, even though he was past the line of scrimmage, that was a good-looking throw by
Good
Dorsey.
throw.
Man.
Well, he started to run, and that brought the defense up and left the receiver even more open.
Very impressed with this senior quarterback for Bishop Miege. He's got the snap, catches it one-handed. Now looking off to his left, little out pattern to a receiver's caught. He shrugs off a tackler, and he's out of bounds. And 45, well, the official's back at the 40. That's where he stepped out. There was some action afterwards there, but they didn't get that whistle blown soon enough.
We got to give them a little less cushion, I think, if they're going to continue to run those out patterns. I know we're afraid of them going deep in things, but
well, you gotta
make
him make that throw.
You got to make a tackle. That's right.
Yeah.
Throw it short, make the tackle.
1st and 10 from the 40. Dorsey's got it. It's a quarterback draw, following a blocker to his left, and he is breaking tackles before he's finally brought down after a gain of about 7. Boy, that's you could tell they're just executing very well. He settled in. That was perfect timing on that quarterback draw. He hesitated just long enough, got behind his running backs, who were kind of the secondary blockers after the offensive line opens up that hole. We've got an injured Chanute player. That is number 66, Elijah Keever. Senior is limping off the field. Looked like he's grabbing his thigh. Maybe took a Charlie horse there. They still call thigh bruises Charlie horses? Or
Don't know.
2nd down and 3 for Miege at their own 47. Dorsey's got it. He hands off to the running back in the
Big
pistol
hole.
formation.
Oh, my
a huge
goodness.
hole up the middle. 40 makes a man miss. 35, 30, 20. Cuts it back to the middle of the field and is finally brought down at the 9-yard line.
Good run.
Incredible run by Jalen Birch. He had the last touchdown and just some very good field vision.
He's the shiftier of the 3 backs, Dave.
Yeah, he really
had some open field moves right there.
1st and goal from the 9 for the Stags. Dorsey's got it, gives to Birch again. This time trying to find his way forward, and this time Chanute's defense stops him after a gain of about 4. Bring up 2nd down and goal. We get closer down to the sideline, and defense is able to bunch up a little bit. 2nd and goal from the 5.
Boy, they spread you out, though. You have to honor those wideouts.
Miege going to a hurry-up offense. Dorsey awaits the snap. He turns, gives to Birch running to his
Stretch
left,
play.
cuts it up the middle, and he's in. Boy, the defense almost stopped him. But Birch is in the end zone for a 5-yard touchdown. And Miege widens the lead here in the 1st, 26-7.
Yeah, they're just doing a good job of using all their plays in their playbook. They'll throw some. They throw it on 1st down. They've run it on 1st down. They kind of got it all off balance and a little bit out-manned up front.
Extra point. It's going to be on the way. The snap is good. The kick is up, and it's true. Bishop Miege leads it 27-7. 2:24 to go here in the 1st quarter. You're listening to Blue Comet Football on KFEX Firescape Radio 93.1. We're back. Chanute High School trails 27-7 here in the 1st quarter. Miege has just scored on a 5-yard run. Jalen Birch's 2nd touchdown of the night. Here is the kick. It is a deep kick, and this one's going to go all the way back. It's fumbled, now picked up at the 2 by Ty Leedy. Leedy trying to find a hole, and he does not find one.
Yeah,
taken down at the 15.
About as good as you can get there after the fumble and mishandle.
It was a little miscommunication by the returners as they weren't sure who was going to get that, and someone went for it late. They're talking about it, but they do retain possession.
Well, I think Chard thought he had it, and he was in a position to have it, but the ball was a little bit high, and then he muffed it a little bit, and that meant Ty had to pick it up and create.
And give it up for Ty, who was
there
in position.
to help.
Yeah, in position to pick that up from the other side of the field. So 2:17 to go here in the first quarter. Chanute trails 27-7. They take over 1st and 10 on their own 15. Caden Seamster, we'll see if the freshman quarterback can get something started. He's back to pass. Here comes the rush. Little slant pattern is, boy, a lot of traffic. I think that pass was intended for Allman, but he ran into some players.
Kind of hard to see who that one was for. There were a lot of people there.
Well, there was a lot of bumper cars going on there.
It makes you wonder if somebody didn't run the wrong route and we have too many people in the right spot
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, and I say that, and I don't necessarily mean that it was a defensive player that hit him. At any rate, it's incomplete, 2nd down and 10. 4 wide receivers for Seamster. Excuse me, now it's Allman in that Wildcat. He hands the ball. No, now he's going to follow Riker Donovan. Just try to get a push forward. He gets maybe a yard.
That may have been the longest mesh point I've observed. He kept that ball in Donovan's tummy for 3 or 4 steps, and he just ran along with him.
Yeah, that was one of those quarterback options. What do they call those? RPO?
Well, it's a run-pass option, but basically it's an option.
3rd down and 9 from the 16. Seamster back in the shotgun. He gives the jet sweep is going to go nowhere. Yeah, the jet sweep, you may just have to take that one out of the playbook for tonight.
Yeah, I wondered if we had all 5 linemen on the team right there. I wasn't sure about that one.
Allman loses big yardage, and that defense is just too fast. That play just taking too long to develop. 4th down and 15 upcoming. And Tyson Lucas will be asked to punt from the O and Blue Comets in the end zone.
I need to hold him out here. Got to get a good
Here's
kick
the
again.
snap. Here comes the rush. It's
There's
blocked.
the block.
Blocked punt. It's out of the back of the end zone. That's a safety. That is a safety, and Bishop Miege.
Well, they've been close on a few occasions, but they got that one.
Yes. It is a safety. There's the signal. 57 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Blocked punt results in the ball going out of the back of the end zone, and a safety for Bishop Miege. Free kick upcoming for Chanute.
Free kick from the 20, I believe.
Bill, we still got 57 seconds left in the first. Oh my.
I'm glad we're kicking with the wind.
You gotta focus on the positive, Bill.
There you go. You got to instill some
We
positives.
got the wind.
We got to be talking to that offensive line, get a little metal going in them, and get them fired up a little bit. They got to do a little better job of at least slowing down some of that defensive pressure.
So it's a free kick from the 20. Looks like Tyson's going to tee it up. You're technically allowed to punt this if you'd like to.
Yeah.
But Tyson's got a pretty good leg, so it makes sense that he would line this up and kick it deep.
Especially if he can find a way to split him or get it going to one side.
He runs forward. It is a short pooch kick, and the ball is taken at the 50 by a good heads-up play by one of the up men for Bishop Miege, and he's got it all the way down to the 40-yard line of Chanute.
Yeah, I'm not sure I understand the pooch in that situation. If you're gonna pooch it, you might as well punt and get a little more hang time.
So the Bishop Miege will take over at the Chanute 40. Everything about Bishop Miege, I mean, this is clearly the best team we've seen all year. And not just talent. I mean, they're schooled well.
They're
like
well
the
coached,
up men knew exactly what to do in that situation, made a good read on the ball. 1st and 10 for the Stags from the Chanute 40. Dorsey's got it. He's back to pass. He's looking over the middle, and the ball wide open. 15, 10, 5. Touchdown to number 2, Mac Moeller. So a 40-yard touchdown pass on the first
Well, that
play.
was a strike.
Boy, what a good-looking throw. And the route is on. Dorsey to Moeller. And Bishop Miege's kicker is It's getting to work out. Here's the snap. Kick is on the way, and another extra point good. Yeah, this makes the 2-point conversion all the more weird.
Well, you know, it makes me wonder. Maybe his shoe came off, or maybe he didn't hear his name called when they said go for one. I'm not sure, but either way, he can kick the ball.
Chanute trails 36-7. 45 seconds to go here in the first. It's been an impressive showing. We haven't played perfect football by any stretch, but this is just when you look at what Bishop Miege is doing and you say that's a really good football team that's executing.
They're not 6-time state champions consecutive for no reason. It's a well-oiled machine, and they just continue to bring in athletes, and I'm sure they have kids in the weight room just like we do, and they're just really good at what they do right now, and they're all on the same page, and they're executing and keeping us off balance, both offense and defense, and making us look bad at times.
Miege has it teed up. Kicker running forward. He's got it. It is a deep kick. Leedy's going to take it at the 10. He muffs it, but picks it right back up and shakes off one tackler, but gets it out to about the 22-yard line or so. It'll be 1st and 10 there for the Chanute offense, who just badly needs to string some first down
We
together.
just need to see if we can get a couple good plays going here in a row and build some confidence there. And got a lot of fire in that offensive line. Starts there.
Well, Bill, this is usually the time of a game where you're talking about a playoff game with Bishop Miege, where you're the small town school and you start talking about, does Bishop Miege belong in 4A? I don't like that. You play who you put out on the field. These kids for Bishop Miege work hard and practice, but you can clearly see the talent difference. Here's a stoppage in play.
Oh, I thought we got that off before.
And a
false start. There we go.
Yeah, they were rushing it. The play clock was going down, and it resulted in a false start. So Chanute will move themselves back here.
Self-imposed there.
So 1st and 10, 1st and 15, excuse me. Now back at the 17-yard line. Seamster in the shotgun. He's got trips to the near side. He turns, gives to Riker Donovan, who finds a big hole up the middle. So finally a little running room. Riker's got about 6 yards on first down. Gets back that penalty yardage.
Let's see if we can get the plays in a little bit faster and get some momentum going here.
So 2nd down and
about 9.
A short 9.
Yeah.
Seamster brings the team out of the huddle, trips to the near side again. Here is the snap just before the end of the quarter. Seamster takes off and runs it. Now if he makes a man miss, he can get some good yardage out of it. He did, but the defense recovered quickly. It's a good gain, though, of about 7 yards for Seamster. And we'll have a 3rd and short coming up. That's the end of the first quarter.
Good run.
Chanute trails Bishop Miege 36-7. You're listening to Blue Comet Football on KFEX Firescape Radio 93.1. We are back, beginning of the second quarter. Chanute trails 36-7. They have a 3rd down and 2 from their own 30-yard line. We'll see if they can get this first down. It's a tight formation. 3 running backs behind Seamster. Seamster turns, bootlegs, naked boot. Now he's going to have to make some moves just to get there. He's going to come up. Oh, man, it's close. Very, very close.
Well, just a little indecisive there. If he'd have put his head down, he'd have had that first down pretty easily. And
well, it looked like he was thinking about passing, but it looked like a run all the way.
I think he was looking downfield.
And he comes up just a bit short. Going to bring up 4th down and half a yard. 4th down and half a yard from the 32. Seamster in that tight formation again. He's got the snap, and they're just going to try and push the pile forward, and he looks like he has it. So it looked like he got the half a yard he needed.
That's the old Reggie Bush play right there.
Assuming they give him the spot they're indicating. And they do, and that's going to be a first down. So 1st and 10 for Chanute, and they just need to string a few more of those together.
Yeah, positive yards every play.
1st and 10 from their own 33. Trips to the far side. Seamster in the shotgun. Here's the snap, turns, gives to Donovan, who's got a little room out to his right. And a gain of about 3 on 1st down. Maybe even 4 yards. Well, we haven't got to call Riker's name a whole lot yet early on in this game. Wreck-It Riker. But a good play on 1st down. The first down run of 4 yards is a lot better than the sack
that's a solid
loss
first
of
down
8.
play. Solid first down play. We'll take that every first down, I guarantee it.
It's going to work a lot better for you in the long run. Here's Chard in motion. The ball is off the hands of Seamster. Now he's going to have to scramble with it, and he is going to just take a loss of a couple. Well, it looked like they were going to fake that jet sweep to Raleigh Chard, but the ball hit Seamster in the hands and just kind of ricocheted off him. So 3rd down and 12 upcoming. Long 3rd down play. Well, they've tried a screen pass, setting it up, and it's looked like if they could get the timing right and execute it right, it will be there.
They need a little bit more time to make that work, and offensive line's just going to have to hold them out for a split second longer if we're going to get those screens. But
Miege,
I think we're looking for something short, quick.
Bringing an extra man on the blitz. Here's the throw, and it is short. It was a slant, and it looked like if he had another full second, he'd have had time to deliver it.
It kind of looked like he was looking for a receiver where he threw it, but there wasn't a receiver close yet.
Yeah, maybe Atwood.
A little miscommunication on the route running, maybe.
Didn't turn it up when he thought he would. But it is 4th down nonetheless.
But there was a big hole there.
There was. I mean, it was going to be open, yeah. And it was a good route. Blake, when he did cut it, had a couple steps on his man. He just cut it later. Lucas back to punt, standing on his 17. They blocked the last one. This time he quickly punts it, taken on the run at a full steam by the Bishop Miege player. He shrugs off a couple tacklers. 20, 15. He's got a wall of blockers, and he's in the end zone. That is a 48. We'll call it a 50-yard punt return.
Boy, that was made to order right there. Nice low line drive, and he took it on the run. And you know the punt cover team just didn't have a chance there.
A 50-yard punt return by the Bishop Miege player. I wasn't able to get a number on that. I'm sorry, what was it? 26. Carson Key, yet another player, gets on the scoreboard for Bishop Miege. And their extra point team is in there. 50-yard punt return for a touchdown. The kick is up. And the extra point is good. That makes it 43-7. You're listening to Blue Comet Football on KFEX Firescape Radio 93.1. Here comes the kickoff by Bishop Miege. It's a deep kick, pushing Ty Leedy all the way back in the end zone. It's going to be a touchback. Wow, what a collision down there. Some good sportsmanship there, but number 25, Quentin Harris, a 6 foot, 140-pound junior, had quite the collision with a Bishop Miege player.
Says, I got my man, coach. I got him.
They were both they both looked like they hit invisible force fields and bounced off each other. Chanute will take over on this series from their own 20-yard line. They trail 43-7. 9:16 to go here in the second quarter. As the offense comes out, it will be Seamster in the quarterback position. He's got 4 wides. He's looking, throws one over the middle, completed to Almond.
There we go.
Caught at the 30-yard line. He turns it up for another yard, and that's an 11-yard gain on first down for another first down.
That's a good job. They're just playing that 2-deep zone. They're pretty consistently, but again, we have to get the wideouts in those seams sooner.
Well, with a freshman quarterback, Bill, I mean, you could see that some of these passes were there. If he just, the blitz was harrowing, but if he just can calm himself just a little, that some of these plays were there for the taking.
Yeah.
He's in the gun again. He's got the snap, a little fumble on the snap. This time he tucks it. Boy, and a good defensive play right there. He looked like he was going to have some room.
We're just not maintaining those blocks long enough. We're kind of bumping people, but we're not really maintaining and driving them back.
Keelan Smith, who is a freshman for Miege, 6 foot, 181-pound linebacker, made a good read on that because it appeared that Caden was going to have some room. He tucked that at the right time, and it was a good step forward, and Keelan just read that very well. Loss of 2, second down and 12 from the 29-yard line. 4 wide receivers. Seamster's got it, fakes the handoff to Leedy, and this ball is a little bit behind Almond, and it's incomplete.
Yeah, same pass we just completed a little bit earlier, only this time he's a little bit behind target. Yeah, I think you're right. Freshman's got to calm down a little bit. He sees those white guys coming and just wants to get it out sooner than later.
Yeah, boy, it even looked like you can even tell a little bit that he's just rushing it just a little bit.
Well, it's probably been stressed that we're going to have to get the ball out quick.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, the old adage, be quick but don't hurry, comes into play a lot.
Third down and 12 upcoming. Offensive line will need to stave off. They've been blitzing pretty regularly on these third and longs. So we'll need to have something coming. 1 on the play clock. We're not going to get the play off. That's
Nope.
a delay of game. Well, just took too long, and that's going to back them up 5 more yards.
On top of watching the defense and what you're supposed to be doing, you also have to watch that play clock so you know when to get the snap.
There's a part in a boxing match, Bill, when one of the boxers has landed that punch, and he can tell it, where the other boxer is just kind of woozy, still up. You haven't knocked him down, but he just goes on the offensive, and that is what's happening right now. One of those early punches just set Chanute on their heels.
I've got that deer in the headlights kind of look.
Here's a nice little reverse play to Chard, and it's only going to amount in about, a few yards, which is kind of
get a positive gain though. Now you know we're going to kick the ball. We got to punt cover a little better.
It's indicative of how good Bishop Miege is because the defense was fooled on that play, and they still recovered.
You know, Lucas has to get one up in the air, so it gives us a chance to cover.
4th down and 14. Lucas standing back on the 13-yard line. He's had to get these punts away quick.
Yeah, he wonders how come they have 14 guys on the field and we don't.
The snap skipped to him, but he caught it. Vicious block on the return. The ball bounces down to the 34-yard line for Chanute. The Chanute player that got blocked bounced right back up.
Well, I didn't see that. I was behind the pole.
Oh, it was a big hit right about the 45-yard line. Bishop Miege will take over on the 33-yard line. So a good punt by Tyson, given that snap skipped to him.
Good exchange in field position. Now we just got to buckle up and hold them for a short gain or a no gain here and there. And we need to be able to force a punt sooner or later to get some more positive feedback.
The Stags take the field. Timothy Dorsey has been as advertised. The senior quarterback for Bishop Miege has been outstanding. He's ready to take the snap. He's got it. Hands off to Birch, who makes a stutter step to his left and bounces
Good
off a
hustle
player
there.
for a gain of 4.
Good job there, holding your own a little better.
And when I tell you that a 4-yard gain is a win for Chanute, I mean it. So Birch had to make a good move just to get that 4 yards. 2nd down and 6 from the 37-yard line. Here's the snap. Dorsey swing pass, little wide receiver screen. He's got it, tried to make a move, and the defense is there again after a gain of about a yard.
Yeah, that's a way to rally to the ball.
So Chanute's defense trying to have a good series here, and they're going to have a chance to get them off the field. 3rd down and 5. Dorsey in the shotgun. He's got trips to the near side. Here's the snap. He's back to pass. He's looking. Now flushed out to his right, and he's got some room, and Leedy just ran past Ty Leedy. What a speedy weapon to have there at the quarterback position for Bishop Miege. As Dorsey's got a 1st down and more all the way down to the 39. Well, he just hit a level that Ty Leedy couldn't equal.
Just put his foot in the ground and gave him a look, and he was gone the other side.
1st down and 10 from the Chanute 39 now. Dorsey awaits the snap. Bunched up formation, give to Birch on a whole school play to the right, and he had a lot of yardage to gain. Big hole all the way down inside the 20 before he's brought down, or even touched really. And so a gain of 33 yards. Excuse me, 23. 1st down and 10 upcoming as Bishop Miege in that hurry-up offense on the Chanute 16.
Got him bunched up now.
Dorsey's got the snap. He's looking. He's got time now, flushed out to his right, and he's going to run. Now he tries to make a move back to the left. Stutter step makes the man miss. Dancing around inside the 10 and brought down around the 5. Well, it's, when you have protection like that, and Dorsey, you add in his speed, I mean, it must just be like shooting fish in a barrel.
I hate to bring up the Mahomes comparison, but he's got an arm. He can move around. He knows when to run.
Here is the give up the middle to number 25 again. And he's got a touchdown, 5-yard touchdown run.
It's almost like you got a running back there, but he's called a quarterback now.
Actually, that may have been Birch again. I had trouble seeing the number, but I believe it may have been Birch, number 24. And Bishop Miege lengthens their lead. Extra point on the way, and it is good. So with 5:59 to go here in the first half, a 5-yard touchdown run by Birch for Bishop Miege makes it 50-7. You're listening to Blue Comet Football on KFEX Firescape Radio 93.1. $5:59 to go here in the first half. Chanute trails Bishop Miege 50-7. And Miege set to kick off after a 5-yard touchdown run. Jalen Birch, his 3rd of the night. Kick is deep, taken at the 2. Here's Chard. Chard's got some wheels and got a big hole to the right. And he's going to go all the way. 50, 45, 30. And it gives something for the Chanute fans to cheer about. A 99-yard kickoff return. No flags on the field.
Hey, that's the Chard speed we need to see in that jet sweep.
A 99-yard kickoff return by Raleigh Chard.
Good run.
Chanute running a player out onto the field for the extra point attempt. Still plenty of time on the play clock. Here's the snap. The kick is on the way, and it is good.
All right, well done.
So a touchdown for Chanute makes it 50-14. That only took 13 seconds. They keep scoring like that, Bill, and a couple stops, and this might be a game. 5:46 to go here in the first half, and we'll see. We'll see if this can charge up the defense a little bit. It was looking good. They had him in third down and medium length.
Anything to give them a little spark, a little confidence. It's hard when you're this far down. You just have to keep plugging away and doing the right things, and hope good things are going to happen.
First things first, you'll want to minimize any damage that these speedy returners can do on a kickoff return. So they have Carson Key back as one of the returners, a senior defensive back. It shows it a little bit of embarrassment of their riches when they only list the one position, that he's not playing both ways. This is Tyson. Tees up the ball at the 40-yard line.
All right, let's hit one really solid here.
We get ready to kick the ball off. Lucas checks his compatriots, now gets one up in the air. It's a short pooch kick taken at the 29. He's going to run it across the field to his right.
Stay in your lanes.
And that is a good return, and boy, almost a horse collar tackle, but he wisely let go. Gave up a few more yards in doing so, but better to not get that penalty, and they're going to get the ball right at the 50-yard line.
Well, Chanute's got to stay in their lanes a little bit longer. They can't overcommit to that.
Well, I've been impressed at just how smart all these Bishop Miege players play. They're just well-drilled, like you said, it's a well-oiled machine. It seems like they just make all the right decisions. And there you have an up-back who we've seen up-backs all year struggle with that pooch kick.
Yeah, it's probably their third-string running back playing up back. Yeah. Who knows?
Not only did he make a solid catch, but then he made the right return. Here's a handoff to the left, and Birch has got a lot of room and gets a gain of about 9 before he's wrestled down. I mean, it's very possible we're looking at the possible state champions right here. This is a good football team.
If they play like this against other people that they'll see, they certainly have weapons in a lot of different areas, which is important.
2nd down and 1. Here's Dorsey with the snap. He's looking deep down the field over the middle. He's going to airmail his receiver who had a couple steps.
Yeah, he was open.
A flag was thrown early on there, too. We might have had a procedure penalty anyways. We're going to check on that penalty. The referee is going to check with Coach Frizzell for Chanute. He's going to send him back. I think that's a wise choice. It is a procedure penalty. That'll make it 2nd down and 6 now. Well, you don't want to give him 3rd and 1 and probably 2-down territory anyways. We still have 5:20 to go here in the first quarter. Chanute trails 50-14. Dorsey has got 4 wide receivers. Birch next to him. Here's the snap. He's back to pass. Protection is good. He's got a lot of time. Now he's going to get flushed to his right and turn it upfield. Boy, he was close to the line of scrimmage. Oh, no, he wasn't. He was behind it. It's caught by Birch at the 21, turns it upfield inside the 10. I saw the wrong sticks out of the corner of my eyes. But it was a strike to Birch, a running back who went down the field. It's a big gainer down inside the 10. All the way down to the 7-yard line.
We had a lot of time. You just waited and waited for a receiver to open up and put it right on the numbers again.
Gonna reset the game clock, or excuse me, the play clock here. As the official calls for that from down on the field. I don't know that they needed it. They've kind of been running this hurry up. Here's the snap. Dorsey back to pass. Looks off to his right. He's got a man. It's caught.
Wide open there.
Number 10, Rohan Putz. sophomore wide receiver. That's a good delivery by Dorsey on that one. 8-yard touchdown reception. And Bishop Miege puts more points on the board. Snap on the extra point attempt wasn't good, but the holder made a good snag and got it down, and the kick is up and good. That makes it 57-14 Bishop Miege. You're listening to Blue Comet Football on KFEX Firescape Radio 93.1. Welcome back. 4:33 to go here in the second quarter. Bishop Miege leads 57-14. It was a touchback on the kickoff. And the Chanute drive here will start from their own 20. Garrett Allman comes out. Looks like he's set to take the snap from the wildcat position. He's got 2 running backs on either side of him and 3 receivers. Here's the snap. He gives to Donovan, who's trying to find some room out to his right, and maybe got a couple.
Got a little bit of room. They're just fast. You know, defensive, offensive. They've got kids that run to the wide side of the field quickly, and
we'll call it a gain of 1. So Riker Donovan, well, 1.5. Ball sitting right in between the 21 and 22-yard line. Second down and 8.5. Allman will take another snap here. When they do this, they put Seamster out there at the receiver position, which he started off the year playing.
Which he knows that position well.
Here's the snap. Allman's going to run it forward, and he's wrapped up after getting back to the line of scrimmage.
You know, you asked early in the game if we had any new wrinkles probably for this game. One of them could be that Garrett stands up and flips a little toss out there to Seamster or somebody else that's already been a wide receiver. And we haven't seen Garrett throw the ball at all yet from that position, but I think he's probably athletic enough to be able to do that.
Well, it seems like that would be the only plus of having to use 4 different quarterbacks in a season is you got 4 guys that are capable of throwing the ball.
Well, they certainly, when they see him back there, they think 100% run, no doubt.
Seamster back at the quarterback position. He's got the snap. He's waggling off to his left. Lets one go down the field, and that's off the hands of Raleigh Chard.
Right through his hands.
Incomplete pass, and out comes the punting unit for Chanute. And the clock stops with 3:04 to go here in the first half.
Kind of like to see that clock keep running.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you understand that you want to let these kids put the ball in the air, but you want to complete some of these. 4th down and 8. And Lucas back to punt. He's got the punt away. It's a short end or over end. Whoa, what a snag by the returner, but he's not going to go anywhere.
Yeah, great catch.
Boy, he had to make a whale of a play just to get in position to catch that ball, and then he caught it at his shoestrings.
That looked like an outfielder, Major League Baseball, going after that thing. Just snagged it right above the ground.
My goodness. Carson Key, a senior defensive back.
Athletic.
So 2:55 to go here in the first half now. Bishop Miege up big. They'll try to add to it before halftime. We'll see if Chanute can win a small victory here by keeping them off the scoreboard for the rest of the half. 1st and 10 from the Chanute 48 is where Dorsey will start this offensive campaign. He hands off to Birch straight up the middle, runs into his own blocker, bounces off the 40, 35, up the middle, 30. Tripped up and brought down at the 22-yard line. Birch is impressive.
Boy, I thought we had him wrapped up right there, but he just kept those legs moving, bounced off, and got back to running speed in a hurry.
Well, his balance is so good. He hit his own blocker pretty hard, was able to stay on his feet. 1st and 10 from the Chanute 22 now. Dorsey turns, gives off to a new running back in the game who's brought down after a gain of a few. That looked like Griffin Lure, a sophomore running back listed at 5'8", 179 pounds. So you're seeing some backups in the game now for the Stags. Gain of 3, 2nd down and 7. Dorsey awaits the snap. He has 4 wide receivers. He is back to pass. It's a quick little wide receiver toss to the outside that's completed, and he drags a few Blue Comets forward for a gain of 7 yards or so and a 1st down. We go under 2 minutes to go here in the first half.
Good safe passes. I mean, they're throwing the ball where only they're going to catch it.
Dorsey working with 3 receivers here. 1st down and 10 from the Chanute 12-yard line. Snap is back. He hands off the ball to number 25, Josh Conklin, who weaves his way up for a 7-yard gain down to the 6. And this Bishop Miege offense just keeps on trucking. 2nd down and 3. Dorsey with Conklin next to him. Now they're letting the clock run a little bit. Well, they're letting the play clock run down. They're under 10. Now Dorsey's got the snap, gives the ball to Conklin, who cuts it upfield, and he's going to walk into the end zone.
Untouched.
Touchdown. 6-yard touchdown run. That makes it 63-14. Extra point unit out onto the field for the Stags. Well, let's go back to that interception return back in the first quarter, Bill, because that was a good time. We were tied 7-7. The extra point is on the way, and it is good. That makes it 64-14, Bishop Miege here with 1:06 to go in the second quarter. You're listening to Chanute High School football on KFEX Firescape Radio 93.1. Welcome back to Chanute High School. Bishop Miege will kick off. 1:06 to go here before halftime. It's been all Bishop Miege. They have looked every bit the part of defending state champion. Here's the kick. The ball is a line drive kick, and it's into the hands of Leedy at the 5, and he's runs into his own blocker, now bounces off to his left, and runs it up to about the 25-yard line, 26.
A little bit of a seam, yep. Good hard run.
We haven't got to see Ty bouncing off guys like he normally does. Has earned the nickname the pinball.
Yeah, you're not going to see any quitting Ty. He's going to keep battering.
So 1st down and 10 for Chanute. 57 seconds to go here in the half. And Seamster come out to take this snap. He's got trips to the far side. Donovan beside him. Here's the snap, turns, fakes the handoff, now delivers a pass. It's caught it was deflected by a linebacker, and Allman stayed with it. Boy, usually you see that deflection. It didn't appear that it altered the trajectory of the ball very much.
It didn't really, but it was on target enough. Allman pulled it in, good gain. I think Bishop's they're gonna see that pass. They've seen it now 3 or 4 times, and they're gonna start looking for that seam route.
Yeah. Gain of 8, 2nd down and 2.
We need to find number 2 receiver in that route.
Clock continues to run. Here's Seamster. Now looking down the sidelines, his pass for Dean, and that ball is
underthrown and picked
off. That was an interception by number 26, Carson Key. Well, that ball Caden didn't look like he had a good hold of it. He was hurrying to get that ball situated in his hand after he caught the snap.
Well, and he's got a little bit of a breeze in his face, so that probably affected it a little bit.
But there was a wobble to that ball that he usually doesn't have. But that is an interception, so Bishop Miege takes over at their own 40-yard line. 21 seconds to go here in the first half. And this would appear to be a kneel down. So Dorsey will take the snap and kneel it down, and that will take us to halftime. Halftime is here in Chanute, Kansas. Bishop Miege leads your Blue Comets 64-14. The Labette Health halftime show coming up just after this. You're listening to Blue Comet Football on KFVX Firescape Radio. Welcome back, Chanute High School, where the halftime score is 64-14 Bishop Miege over Chanute. The band is on the field playing Ghostbusters by Ray Parker Jr., who was sued by Huey Lewis and the News because this song sounded a little too much like one of their songs.
Oh, man, that's unfortunate.
These are the hard-hitting pop culture facts you get from KFEX.
Perfect day before Halloween song, though. That's one of my favorite shows. My kids used to run from the room when we watched this.
It's the Labette Health halftime show. We need to tell you how we got here to this halftime score. So, large intake of air as we go over the scoring plays with 11:45 to go on the clock. That's 15 seconds into the game. It was an opening kickoff return, 98 yards by number 25, Josh Conklin, that got Bishop Miege on the board quickly, 7-0. And after a quick 3-and-out by Chanute, or with a 3-and-out, we got a first down and then punted. There was a slant pattern. Dorsey hit his receiver in the numbers, but the ball just kind of popped off his chest up into the air. It was intercepted by Dagan Dean, plucked out of the air and ran back in for a 20-yard interception return for Chanute. And the game at that point was tied 7-7. And I think I could just stop right there and we could all just go home. And
it was pretty exciting right there, too.
Good night's sleep. But with 7:41 to go in the first quarter, it was a 35-yard pass from Dorsey to his wide receiver, Coons. The two-point conversion that they attempted was not successful. That made it 13-7. Add on a 6-yard touchdown run by Jalen Birch, who's been fantastic for the Stags. Made it 20-7 at 2:24 to go in the first quarter. A 5-yard run by Jalen Birch made it 27-7. Then with 57 seconds to go, a blocked punt near the end zone for Chanute went out of the back of the end zone. And that resulted in a safety for 2 more points for the Stags, 29-7. 45 seconds to go on the ensuing first play from scrimmage. It was a 40-yard touchdown pass from Dorsey to his tight end, I believe, over the middle, Muller, and it was a beautiful pass.
It was a great pass, right behind two deep, and split it right down the seam. You couldn't have thrown it any better.
And it was good coaching because if they watched video, they saw Chanute get burned by that play a couple times last week by Labette County.
Well, whenever you're in a two-deep zone, if you can't get your linebackers drop back deep enough, you're going to leave that empty hole in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
And, they have the speed to get there, and they have the guy's arm that can get it there. And, you can only backpedal as fast as you can backpedal. And so it's a well-run play against, a defense that was trying to do the right thing. And they just executed better than we could defend it.
I will say it looked a lot more crisp when Bishop Miege ran it than Labette County. Nothing personal against Labette. But, boy, did that look professional. That made it 36-7 at the end of the first quarter. Then it was a 50-yard punt return by Carson Key to give Bishop Miege a 43-7 lead. And then a 5-yard run by Jalen Birch later on with 5:59 to go in the half to make it 50-7. Raleigh Chard got a 99-yard kickoff return for the Blue Comets. The sophomore made it 14-50. As Chanute scored their second time of the night on a special team score after the defensive score early on in the game. Then with 4:36 to go in the half, it was an 8-yard touchdown pass from Dorsey to Putz, making it 57-14. And then 1:06 to go before halftime, 6-yard run by Conklin again, make it 64-14 at the half. That is where we stand. I don't know, Bill. There's a whole lot to talk about as far as second half strategy. You just want to string some positive things together if you're Chanute.
Well, it's when you're down to this degree, there's a lot of things you need to address in the locker room. And I'm sure Coach Frizzell's doing those things, and a lot of it just has to do with personally taking responsibility for what you can do as an individual player. And I'm sure he's saying, listen, the score is where we can't fix it right now, but there are a lot of things we can still do, and we can play for pride, and we can play for next year, and we can play for each other, more importantly, and so that everybody comes out of that locker room with a unified, let's go get it together kind of a thing. And it's not any one player that can fix the problem. You're just going to have to go out and execute as a team. And again, sometimes I've been a player in positions like this, and it's not any fun to be down this far and knowing what the outcome is going to be. But you have to kind of man up as an athlete, and you compete. Our coaches are continually asking our kids to just continue to compete. And if you compete, you've done everything we've asked of you. And I'm sure that's what they're visiting about in the locker room.
Yeah. Yeah, and lost in all this, and I mean, people, look, we're going to go home, and people are going to talk about the score, rightly so. Bishop Miege is an impressive team, and they deserve to be talked about.
Hey, we're watching some great football.
Yeah,
it's
it's
all
unbelievable.
it's on the other side, and it's really, as a spectator, they're doing a great job of mixing things up. They've got a lot of athletes in different positions. They're not overusing any one thing. They basically have us on our heels at every opportunity, and we're just basically a little outmanned, and that's what good teams will do to you.
I've watched a lot of 4A football in the last 4 years, Bill, and this is the best team I've seen. It's not close. That was the best half of football I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's good.
In 4A. But from a Chanute standpoint, let's look at the scoring. You had Dagan Dean with the interception return, sophomore. Raleigh Chard with the kickoff return, sophomore. You're starting a true freshman who's probably the quarterback of the future in Caden Seamster.
Yeah.
This is a young team.
Yeah, we
They have
got
a lot to build on.
We got a lot of guys that are hurt and a lot of COVID things that have happened to us. And, again, we're not an extremely deep team. And so we have a lot of kids in places that they're learning. And sometimes it's hard. It's hard to learn your lumps from a team that's like this. And you just got to get through that. And I can't think of any other sport that's like this that it's demoralizing that you have to have so many people all be on the same page at the same time to make things work well.
All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll go over some other scores of note going on in high school football. We've got the obligatory Halloween performance to Michael Jackson's Thriller going on out on the field. We'll be right back with the Labette Health halftime show right after this. Welcome back. It's the Labette Health halftime show. We wanted to take you through some other scores of importance into the area right now in Fort Scott. Fort Scott in the third quarter leads Bonner Springs 24-8 in first round playoff action. So Fort Scott looking good. It was Uniontown final over Troy 51-14. So Uniontown moving on in the playoffs. Independence down big in the fourth quarter in their first round playoff matchup with Wamego. They're down 49-21 in the fourth, so it looks like Independence season will be coming to an end. It's Wellsville and Riverton tied at the half. Colgan over Eureka, big, 48-0 at halftime. And Burlington leads Parsons 36-7. Boy, Burlington's got a good football team. They have 266 rushing yards in the first half on 23 carries, does Burlington in that football game. Girard up over Columbus, 19-12 at halftime. And it's Prairie View, a big over Caney Valley tonight, 44-16. And I believe that is, well, Frontenac leads Galena at the half, 12-7. We'll give you that score as well. We also have a Field Kindley update. They trail big at halftime, 27-0 to Lansing. And so the SEK school minus Fort Scott, they're all struggling tonight. They're running into some good football teams. Here, it's 64-14. Chanute has run into a buzzsaw called Bishop Miege. That's the score at the half. When we come back, it'll be the second half kickoff. You're listening to Blue Comet Football on KFEX Firescape Radio 93.1. Welcome back to Chanute High School. We're ready for the second half kickoff for this game. Bishop Miege leads 64-14 at the half. Look, the body language for Chanute looks great. They were some bouncing around. They're happy. And, like, honestly speaking, if we could just be real for a second in the year 2020, there have been times, look, football numbers are down. We're down the last 10 years anyways. Then you add in COVID, and you've got 6 to 8 players sitting out every week because of quarantines. You add in 3 or 4 injuries to big players for Chanute on an already thin team. And I think what we've learned this whole year is just be grateful for what we're getting to do when we do it, because we talked about this on a week-to-week basis a lot, Bill, that we weren't sure whether they were going to play until they were out there playing. And it was the same way for the kids.
I remember that first week, yep.
I think the message is like, look, you're creating memories, and the Bishop Miege kids, too, they work hard, and this year's been tough. And so we're wishing all the best for Bishop Miege as they go on here in the playoffs. But that, that they can complete it. I mean, there's no guarantee that the playoffs will finish. And so every game you get to be out there, I don't care what the score is, gratitude should reign supreme, and I think the coaches have done a good job of keeping the kids upbeat.
Yeah, and kids don't play the game for any other reason other than they love to play the game.
Yeah.
And nobody likes losing, but losing is part of a game, any game. And so, a lot of times that's something you learn through life. Is things are hard. Sometimes they don't work out in your favor. You continue to do your best. You never give up.
Kick was taken by Chard at the 12, and he works it up to the 27-yard line.
You get off the ground every time you knock down, and you do it again.
That's right. And so I just wanted to take that moment and recognize that these kids work hard for this. These are memories that, there's a lot of stuff in school I don't remember and that a lot of kids don't remember day to day. But what they do remember are these moments, the sports, when they were with their team.
They do remember community things. That sticks with you a long time.
So we're just grateful that we get to be here and the kids get to play. Here is the first play from scrimmage for Chanute. It's Almond on the Wildcat. He tries to shrug off a tackle, got a couple. Gets up slowly, but he is all right. 2nd down and 8 upcoming. Caden Seamster, the freshman quarterback, comes back in here. And he will take this snap from the quarterback position. He's got 4 wideouts. He's got Riker, Donovan next to him. Here's the snap. It's on the ground.
Whoa.
And he covers it up, but there's going to be a loss on the play.
Yeah, that was a poor snap. That wasn't the quarterback's fault at all.
Yeah, and the snapping, well, for about the past, they had an injury to the snapper that they started the season with. And really about the last three weeks, Bill, the snapping has been a little irregular. Hasn't been as consistent as you like, especially when you're a team that's in the shotgun.
Well, and if you're the center and you're out there and you're responsible for getting the ball back to the quarterback and you're responsible for slowing down one of these guys that's bigger and faster than you are, sometimes you just lose a little focus on what's most important at the time.
They got a lot on their mind. Here's a pass deep down the field, a lot of contact between the receiver and the defensive player, but it looked pretty mutual. No flag, and its pass is incomplete. It was Garrett Allman kind of arm fighting with number 49, Bobby Olson, a senior, 6'1", 175-pound defensive back. And so the punting unit out on the field for the Blue Comets as they go 3 and out again.
Let's see if we can slow them down off this edge. All the pressure seems to come from this side.
Tyson's got it. He's got the kick away. Boy, it's a good punt high. It's going to go
kick
all the way and bounce. Take a Chanute little hop down to the 39-yard line.
Good kick.
So it's a 36-yard punt. Really could have got a better roll out of that. Otherwise, it would have been a lot better. And Tyson's had a good night actually punting the ball. So Bishop Miege.
I would expect to see a lot of run this half. I think Miege is deep enough that they can do a lot of different things with the run. They've shown that they can score a lot of different ways. And like most coaches, you don't want to show all your cards to the next team that you're going to play.
Yeah, and I was wondering, do you even put in some backups now?
There certainly can be some of their younger kids in there.
Yeah, you don't want to get that. Clearly, Tim Dorsey is the thing that makes his team go, and as we maybe thought, Aiden Wing comes into the game at quarterback, sophomore, 6'3", 180 pounds. So the sophomore for Bishop Miege is going to get some reps. He turns and hands the ball off to a new running back. That's Griffin Lair, who's got a gain of 3 yards or so on 1st down. Chanute also shuttling in players. So you're going to see some players, and we've talked about this before in games that were out of hand one way or the other. It's always nice to make a big deal about this for these younger players. I mean, they work hard, and boy, like you said, you make memories for these games for a lot of these guys until they're seniors.
Well,
this is the memory. Hey, remember we got in that game, we were getting blown out, but made that tackle?
And for our seniors, this is their last football game.
Yes, yeah.
Potentially.
Not taking out any of our seniors, I'm sure.
And so, there's a lot of other kids that say, hey, this is where it starts. This is the kind of competition we're going to see in the future when we get to places like this.
2nd down and 7.
That's invaluable experience.
Lair's got a good gain, and he's, pushing the pile forwards. Good
Hard
run by
down.
him. That's a 7-8 yard gain, and he's going to have a first down. So Griffin Lair moving the pile.
He wants to perform just as good as those other guys do, so he's not going to come in and slack off.
Well, Griffin is 5'8", 180 pounds, looks kind of like a fire hydrant that can run.
He's like a big pinball, isn't
he? Yes. If Ty Leedy is the pinball at 5'9", 147, Griffin's a bowling ball.
There you go.
1st and 10 for the Stags from midfield. Sophomore quarterback Aiden Wing waits the snap.
He's using a lot of play clock.
4 receivers, Lair with the handoff, and he's brought down in the backfield by Ty Leedy, the aforementioned Ty Leedy, who's charged up. I don't think Ty Leedy has a slower speed. He's not going to put it in the coast. He's got high gears only. And that's a loss of 1. So down 64-14 here in the 3rd quarter, and Ty Leedy still full speed ahead. Aiden Wing getting the play from the sideline. Checks his plays on his wrist. Now he's delivering the play as he lets the play clock count down. Sophomore getting a little game management time in for Bishop Miege. Wing's got the snap. He's looking off. They let him throw off to his right. It's completed. And runner gets about 5 yards.
Get another
5,
safe
6
pass.
yards. So Aiden Wing gets his first pass attempt of the night. It's successful. Gain of 6, 3rd down and 5 upcoming. Well, so Bishop Miege, clearly a team that likes to go with no huddle. So now when they're in a position to run clock management, it looks like they're just kind of all standing around.
Well, that's exactly
it's
exactly
weird to see
what
a
they're
quick
doing,
team have to slow it down.
You're right.
And Aiden Wing now has the play, and now they're going to stand around for a few more seconds because the play clock gets down to 5. He's got the snap. It's high. He comes down with it. Now the handoff to the running back, but Ty Leedy chases him down. Excuse me, that was not Ty. I'm just used to thinking it was Ty, but that was actually Kedrick Emling. Junior Kedrick Emling with a great play. But the high snap
good pursuit.
just caused that play to take a little bit longer to develop.
Little disruption, threw the timing off a little bit.
And here comes the punting unit for Bishop Miege.
Yeah, one of the things about, teams that don't shuttle in a lot of plays with a player or don't have a player come to the sideline like Chanute does, they get the plays in there a lot quicker, and there's a lot more things that they can do as far as formations go. And but you're right, when it comes to a situation like this, it looks like they're just waiting a little bit, which is exactly what they're doing. That's a little bit of a classy move on Miege's part to do that for us.
Yes, yes. Logan Scholl back to punt for the Stags. Here's the kick. It's a good one. High.
That's a nice punt.
That is a professional-looking kick that bounces straight up at the 6 and is down at the 5.
Yeah, well executed.
Is there anyone on this team
Did they
that
do
doesn't
something
look like they're going to college for this? Oh, my goodness. That kick was unbelievable.
Yeah, that was a great kick.
Great
kick, great bounce, good coverage. I mean, you can't draw it up any better than that.
That was the first time the punter has made an appearance in the game, and, boy, he got his money's worth. That ball scraped the moon. The clock runs, under 4 minutes to go here in the 3rd. 64-14 Bishop Miege. And out comes the Chanute offense.
Let's see if we can pound out a couple of first downs here.
Well, we'll see now with the Stags going with some backups if, Chanute's offense can find a little rhythm. Seamster back in the shotgun. He's got trips to the far side. He's got the snap. He's looking down the field. It's a quick slant completed out to about the 12. And that pass was to Raleigh Chard. So
Good catch, good timing on that pass.
So the sophomore just ran a little slant. It kind of looked like a slant and stop.
Little slant, just got into that zone where it could settle down and between the defense.
Gain of about 7. We'll bring up second down and a long 3.
You know, all receivers know what their routes are in any given play, but a lot of times you have to adjust those just a little bit based on what you see in front of you. And, you know, maybe Chanute's starting to feel a little bit more about where those soft spots are.
Here comes the snap. Seamster looking to deliver, and he lets one go down the field to Allman. Had a step on his man. It was just over his hands. Yeah. Incomplete.
Pretty good pass. Threw it in the only place that we could catch it.
In coverage was P.J. McCallop, the sophomore, getting introduced to senior Garrett Allman, who had a couple steps on him. But Seamster just got a little too much under that one. Third down and 3.
Again, that ball, unlike the one in the first half, had a nice tight spiral and cut through the air a little bit better. And, you know, there's still a slight wind out here, but it does affect the ball when it wobbles just a bit.
Well, that was what I was talking about, that interception. That was not a good ball that he threw. And that one cut through the air. That was a nice pass. Here's Garrett Almond back in the Wildcat. Boy, he's trying to draw off sides. You better be careful. Here is the snap, and he runs it straight up the middle, and he's got the yardage for a first down.
Looks like maybe he did. That's a good job.
Yeah, how much can the quarterback do there without false starting himself? Because he was really animated.
That's true.
Calling for that snap. I've never seen a quarterback do it to that extent.
I suppose if they call the illegal procedure on the quarterback, we would have some issues on the sideline.
Riker Donovan comes out holding his midsection. We'll hope he is okay, but he is kind of doubled over. He must have taken a shot to the ribs. So we'll keep an eye on him. 1st and 10 for Chanute. Chard in motion. Here's the give to him on the jet sweep, and he's running her out to his right. He's got some blocking, turns it upfield. He's banged out of bounds at about the 28.
That's a little more speed from him. That's a good job.
Well, it's amazing when how different that jet sweep looks when you don't have that front line Bishop Miege defense. Man, that is a lot of speed on that front, on those starters for that defense.
Yeah, they do a great job of penetration, and you know that jet sweep isn't very far behind the line of scrimmage, so just a little bit of penetration really throws that play off.
Like, look, I don't want to make too small of this, but this is not a bad Chanute team. Bishop Miege is just really, really good.
Yeah, but really, he really ran that better than he did in the first half. I mean, it's obvious that coaches say, listen, you got to get quicker in the backfield and not wait to see the hole before you take off.
Ty Leedy got the carry, bouncing off of tacklers for a gain of about 7. Ty has enjoyed some good games, had a big game last week. The sophomore, another sophomore for this team. 5'9", 147-pound running back. 2nd down and 3 upcoming for Chanute from the 36-yard line. This will be the last play of the third quarter. Seamster fakes the handoff, delivers a slant to Allman in the middle of the field. 45, 40, 30, 25, 15. Gonna have to fend off some tacklers who had an angle, and they run him out of bounds inside the 10.
Good
but
play.
A big play to end the third quarter here
there we go.
For Chanute, as that was a nice-looking play. And very quietly, Garrett Holman's had a pretty good offensive night.
You know, coaches really did a good job of setting that play up. They ran a lot of those little seam routes, and they just set down in the zone, This time, instead of sitting down in the zone, they just split it and ran a quick post right up the middle, and good pass on that part. And I think Garrett says, I need a break, Coach. I'm tired.
That's the end of the third quarter. No scoring in that half. It's 64-14, Miege over Chanute. You're listening to Blue Comet Football on KFEX Firescape Radio 93.1. We're back to start the fourth quarter. We'll see if Chanute can punch it in here. First and goal from the 8. Seamster in the gun. He's got 4 wideouts. Here's the snap. He's back to pass. Here comes the blitz. Over the middle, complete down to about the 6. Good pass and catch to Garrett Allman. Who else?
Yeah, just a little square in again. The zone backs up and settles out, and there's a soft spot right there in the middle.
I'm telling you, man, when the freshman has time to deliver and he's not rushing, boy, his delivery, that is a good-looking ball he throws. That had a lot of heat on it. Second and goal. Well, they didn't give him the spot I thought he would get, so he ends up with no gain. Second and goal from the 8. Looked like he had at least a couple.
Yeah, I thought he was down
Here's
to the 5.
Fake handoff, and Seamster's just going to have to eat it. Now he escapes from a man, but he's going to go down for a big loss around the 18.
Yeah, I think they were going to do a little swing route out here in the left flat, and he saw that it was covered when he first tried to pump that and decided, oh, I can't do that.
Well, and he's in a tough position to throw it away, too, because he's still in the pocket, and he had guys around him. I don't even know if he can get enough of the ball back and forth to even get that ball away.
And that's not a natural instinct for a freshman to be able to throw that ball away. You know, in a couple of years it will be, but now, you know, he's just not going to make a mistake. He's not going to throw it up for grabs. He's going to take it and eat it first.
So it brings up third and goal now from the 18, and now you assume you have 2 plays here to score a touchdown, so just get some of that yardage back. Trips to the far side. And a couple of the receivers change positions.
Switch spots, change routes.
And here's the snap. Seamster's got it, waggling off to his right, and he's got Garrett Allman on the sideline for the catch. Well, that's just what you wanted. You just get some of the yardage back, give yourself a doable shot here on 4th down, although Cleet Frizzell, coach for Chanute's, just going to send in the field goal unit, and why not?
He's going to give some of his kids a chance to do what they do.
Well, the kicker, Tyson Lucas, is a senior too.
Got a leg. You know,
this will be a 30-yard field goal attempt. Tyson's been a great kicker this year.
You know, you want to come away with points. You've had a good drive. You've done some positive things. You want to keep building on that. And so you take your points when you have a shot at those.
Now here's the snap is called for. The snap is back. It's put down, and the kick is up, and good-looking kick by Tyson. 30-yard field goal is good, with the clock ticking at 9:30 to go here in the game. And Chanute puts some more points on the board. They trail 64-17. You're listening to Blue Comet Football on KFEX Firescape Radio 93.1. Well, the clock is running because of the mercy rule, Bill. It's 64-17 as we're under 9 minutes to go here in the game. Bishop Miege looks every bit the state title contender that they were advertised to be. And they've dominated this football game, but it's Chanute here in the second half playing against some of the backups that Bishop Miege has had some success. They put a field goal on the board. And now Tyson Lucas set to kick off.
Yeah, we'd like to get this one all the way to the end zone. Just keep building on that momentum.
Tyson runs forward. It's going to be a pooch kick in about the 27-yard line, taken by one of the upbacks, and he stiff arms a guy, makes him miss, and then he is pummeled at the 34-yard line.
Yeah, we did a much better job of staying in our lanes offensively there, or defensively there. Didn't get sucked into the middle, and that's obvious what they're doing with that pooch kick is taking it back to the other side.
I do notice that they did not put a backup in at that spot where Chanute loves to kick that pooch kick. That was senior Luke Scholl, the defensive back for Bishop Miege. And
well, sometimes you want your good hands team to be there.
Yes, and he made – that was a return. He did the same thing on that return that he did late in the first half. That was a pretty good return.
You know, and that's scripted. They probably always have a middle return set up regardless of where the ball goes, so everybody has to know that, and you get there if you can.
So Miege takes over at their own 33. Here's the give to number 39 as he runs off to his left, bouncing off guys. That's Griffin Lair.
Yeah, ran right through a couple of tackles there.
As Donovan was back in there. Riker Donovan may have been in on that tackle. He was doubled over in pain at one point in that last series. Looked like he took a shot to the ribs. But he was in on that tackle. He's a tough kid. 1st and 10 is earned on that run by Lair. Aiden Wing, sophomore, is the quarterback right now for the Stags. As again, they're a no-huddle team, so this part always looks weird. But they're just kind of standing around in the formation, waiting for that play clock to click down. It's down to about 6. They get in position. Aiden calls for the snap. He's got the handoff to Lair, who runs into Riker Donovan again, who, after about a 5-yard gain, Riker stands him up.
You know, that's probably so foreign to a lot of those guys is to run what you call the delay. And, you know, they're so used to running offensive plays, and they want to get as many offensive snaps as possible. And, you know, statistics show the more offensive snaps you have, the more powerful your football team is. And so that's why they've designed what they have to get plays from the sidelines quickly, and so kids can adjust. And to be like this is really probably not very fun for the linemen and the backs, just to wait and stand there because they feel like they lose their advantage.
Senior wide receiver in for Bishop Miege. I got to give him a shout out because his name is Starshine Harris Palmer. That's his first name, Starshine. That's great. Makes me want them to throw the ball.
Nice
Here's a big run up the middle for Lair. It's got a big hole to run through. You were right, Bill. And it's all the way down to the 36-yard line. So some of these kids for Bishop Miege who are coming in off the bench, we're learning some of their names as well now. As now they're moving the ball down the field. 1st and 10 from the Chanute 36.
Trading a few defensive linemen out, trying to keep some fresh kids in there.
We'll go under 5 minutes to play. Of course, Chanute's got some new kids in there as well. Trey Dillow, sophomore. He is in. 25 has been in and out of there. Quentin Harris, a junior D-back, has been in there as well. So some of the younger guys, although Chanute plays a lot, starts a lot of younger guys. 1st and 10 from the Chanute 36. Aiden Wing waits for the snap. He's got it, gives the ball to Lair again, who's to his right. Another big hole off tackle, and he is slammed down, and the ball came loose, and Chanute's got it.
Ooh,
that was a big hit.
There you go.
That might have been number 67, Nate Cunningham.
Looked like they spun him around a little bit, and in doing so, he kind of lost the ball and popped out. We were right there, Johnny, on the spot.
Well, that was a big hit by Chanute, and Lair coughed up the football. And the Blue Comets will get this ball back again. (64-17), Bishop Miege leads. We're going to go under 4 minutes before Chanute will get this snap off, but Chanute might have the last possession of the game here with the running clock as they start from their own 30 after the fumble. Here's Seamster back out onto the field. He's got Ty Leedy beside him at running back. Trips to the far side. Seamster's got the snap. He's looking to pass. He lets one go down the right sideline. It's a wobbler and almost intercepted. Oh, well, the defender for Bishop Miege, who is beside himself down on the field, is Starshine Harris Palmer. He almost had that play that I was talking about.
Yeah, that ball was definitely up in the air for grabs.
And wow, what a opportunity he had as that ball bounced off his numbers. He is a defensive back.
He's still lamenting, you can say.
So I really dig his name, though. 2nd down and 10. I was a Dave. There was always like 5 other Davids in my class, so I like it when kids have unique names. Here's the snap. Seamster, swing pass. It's good.
Yeah.
Deleedy, 30, 35. Bangs off a couple of tacklers and falls forward.
Split the double team. Split that double team and go right between it.
1st and 10. It's amazing to me how Ty Leedy, he never gets hit backwards. He always goes forward, and his momentum at 149 pounds.
You know, he's pretty shifty. He knows obviously how to not take that head-on shot. You know, always pick a shoulder. In doing so, you're always going forward. Saves with those big bruises, too.
Under 2.5 to play in the game. Seamster, 1st down and 10. He's in the shotgun. He's got the snap. Gives to Ty Leedy up the middle, who's carrying a few guys forward for a gain of about 5. So Ty Leedy's going to, you can tell, he's just a sophomore. He's going to be a whale of a player for the Blue Comets the next couple years. And his brother, Gage, I assume that was his brother a couple years back, was a good player for Chanute as well. Riker Donovan will run in to take over at running back here.
Says, Coach, I missed the play. What was it?
Seamster waits the snap. He's got it. Back to pass. Pump fake. Now delivers one over the middle. It's behind Garrett Allman.
Yep.
And Caden just misfired a little bit on that one. Brings up 3rd and 5.
Again, a little miscommunication. Do you stop in the zone or do you keep running through and get to the middle? And again, that's something that quarterback and receiver have to be on the same page if you're going to make that work.
Mm-hmm. Well, you never want to have to say this, and we don't like talking about anything small victories or anything like that, but this is an important game for a freshman quarterback in the career of a freshman quarterback because he is learning a lot tonight against a very good football team.
Yep. And, in this film, you learn a lot from film, regardless of who's playing and who's in there at a time. And, again, that was a wide-open look there, and he just kind of juiced it up and overthrew him a little bit.
He overthrows his running back, Riker Donovan, who just popped out of the backfield, and that'll bring up 4th down as we have a Chanute player who just got dinged up on what is probably going to be the next to last play of the game or the last play of the game.
He's been limping there for a few plays. I've been watching him get back in the huddle. He just keeps getting up and going back.
The play clock continues to run because of the mercy rule, and so Chanute will probably run what is going to be the last play here on 4th and 6. We're going to go under 20 seconds by the time they break this huddle. Seamster lines it up. He's got 4 receivers. And why not? Just let him chuck one. Here's the snap. It's on the ground. He picks it up, though. Bootlegs out to his right. Throws a little crossing pattern.
Incomplete.
Allman had a guy on his back, but the officials just want to get this one over with. That's the end of the game. Your final. Bishop Miege 64. Chanute 17. We'll be right back to wrap it up here on KFEX Firescape Radio. All right, a final here in Chanute, Kansas, Chanute High School. It's 64-17. Bishop Miege wins this one, and they will move on in the playoffs as, I don't know about you, Bill, but as my favorite to win the state. I haven't seen all the teams in 4A, but that was a pretty dang good football team.
You know, it's gonna take a really big, fast football team to show some weaknesses, I think, in Bishop Miege, and that's not that hasn't been done because they have 4 losses.
Yes.
Now we don't know who was all playing during those 4 losses. They may have had kids out and this and that, just much like we have. And but the point is, if there are teams that can beat them, teams that have big fronts, teams that can run the football and keep some of their high-powered offense off the field a little bit. But it's going to take a quality football team to be able to do that does a lot of good things well, and that's kind of what you get when you get further into the run for the state title.
We won't bore you by breaking down the scoring again. I will tell you Bishop Miege did not score in the second half. There was only one score in the second half. That was a field goal by Chanute, a 30-yarder by Tyson Lucas. What I do want to say is that Bishop Miege accorded themselves sportsmanlike, very nice, good football team, and they put in a lot of backups immediately in the second half and didn't rush it. Ran a bunch of running plays.
You know, they ran the clock when they didn't have to run the clock.
Yeah.
They were doing everything they could to not embarrass us. Basically their play just showed that they were a better football team tonight, and that's what you want the kids to remember is we got beat by a darn good football team tonight.
So from their end, that's a good football team, and I wish Bishop Miege all the luck. They don't need it. And my hope is that they'll go on and play well and challenge for the state title. Now from the Chanute side, as we wrap up our season, I think you've got a lot of young guys and the future looks really bright for the Blue Comets. You're sad to see some of these seniors go, Garrett Allman, Riker Donovan, some of these guys, but man, a lot to build on for the Blue Comets.
You know, there's a lot of things that seniors do. They provide a lot of leadership, they provide a lot of heart, they provide guidance, and those seniors leave, and a lot of times those seniors come back and they'll mentor and they'll talk and they'll visit and they'll text some kids that they played with, and you know, it is a big family, and when you're in a small school like we are, those things are important. When the young kids get a text from somebody that was here 2 years ago that knows that they're watching them, that makes you feel good, and that's kind of cool. And we have that kind of a family atmosphere, and so you know, it's next man up mentality. Next year's another year. We have a lot of work to put in before that. We have a lot of kids to get ready. We've got to get a little bigger, a little stronger, a little faster, and you know, hope that we don't have the injuries that really sidelined us this year from such a promising year. Quite honestly, we had a lot of really good things that we could have done, and we had to take some kids out of positions. And you know, those kids that are hurt are hurting just as badly emotionally because they didn't get a chance to participate with their team other than on the sideline and rooting them on. But you know, it's that's the game of football. That's athletics in general. You know, sometimes injuries stop you from having an opportunity to show what you can show.
Yeah. From a topical standpoint of this being the year 2020 and with the COVID-19 thing going on, of course, all these kids, I would think, are just grateful to have been on the field and been able to compete. That was nice after, you know, the things that happened in the spring where, you know, the basketball playoffs were just canceled. A lot of the spring sports were just done away with. They were able to come out here and play almost a full season. We lost a couple games due to some quarantines.
Yeah.